I'm too positive to be doubtful, too optimistic to be fearful. So all my time I spend cheerful, and I know exactly what I'm here for. I'm too positive to be doubtful, too optimistic to be fearful. So all my time I spend cheerful, and I know exactly what I'm here for. I'm too positive to be doubtful, too optimistic to be fearful. So all my time I spend cheerful, and I know exactly what I'm here for. I'm too positive to be doubtful, too optimistic to be fearful. So all my time I spend cheerful, and I know exactly what I'm here for. What it do? It's your boy, Dragon Ball Art 92, and I'm back with another reaction video. Yes, today we will be doing something different today, you guys. We're actually going to be doing a reaction video to a new fusion versus Ultra Instinct Goku. Top 5 strongest in the multiverse. A story by Unreal Gaming. But before we get to the content today, you guys, make sure you hit that like button today for me. So that way we can trigger YouTube algorithm. That way we can be seen by a broader audience. Also, if you're new here, I want to thank you for coming by and enjoying content with us today. Here at Dragon Ball Art 92, we do reaction videos. Dragon Ball everything reaction videos. So if you're a Dragon Ball fan and you like reaction videos, hit that subscribe button. And don't forget to hit that bell notification so that way you can be updated whenever your boy drop a video. You dig? Now that we got all that good stuff out the way, let's get to the content.
Training with Whis now continuing to intensify as Goku is now faced off in battling against the enemies of his past, in further going about by getting further adjusted as to what Budo could end up bringing to the table once Goku ends up fighting the top 5 strongest, as with Whis now further informing Goku that he's going to have to hone his Ultra Instinct in such a way that he's gradually going to have to increase his power as these fights continue to become even more intense than what they are now. The million-dollar question now going forward is, will Goku be well prepared enough 1 year from now before having to face off against the top 5 strongest, or despite all of the rigorous training that Whis ends up putting Goku through, is Goku still going to come up short against the strongest, in further going as far as to lose to them once he ends up fighting them 1 year from now? As our story continues with Super Saiyan God Goku being shown having to power up so intensely and now being able to blow away both Kefla and Granola, as with Whis shown having to pay very close attention to this battle, Whis then went on to say to himself, oh, and there it is. This is what Goku needs to do if he wishes to push through the obstacles that stand in front of him. We'll see just how far he will go, but so far, he appears to be standing on fair ground, just focused enough to survive, he says, but will it last? As during this initial power-up with Super Saiyan God Goku being shown dashing towards Kefla and punching her in the ribs, it was only during this strike where Goku went on to tell Kefla, sorry Kefla, but it's been a long time since the two of us went to war with each other, and since then, I've grown more powerful than you can imagine.
In this version, right, Goku then got very strong to be able to deal with Kefla and Granola. Because if any of y'all ever went back and reviewed the Granola arc, you can see how much Goku and Vegeta struggled against Granola.
What? Bro, what are you talking about, man?
On his planet, Cereal. Ain't that funny, bro? The planet is named Cereal, bro. I need some Fruity Loop. Yeah! Nah, but Kefla was also a challenge for Goku, even in his Ultra Instinct form, when he was fighting her in the Tournament of Power. So it's quite interesting to see how Goku is basically handling these two at the same time and Super Saiyan God. Damn! Shows you how strong Goku then got over the time.
Imagine it's over, as it was only then shown where seconds later after knocking Kefla away, where Goku was then observed having to be shown dashing towards Granola by shouting, and now then, as for you Granola, you bit off a bit more than you can chew today. Me and Vegeta were never your enemies, as with Goku being shown having to kick Granola and knocking him into the distance, the moment Granola's body had gone crashing through the landscape, Goku then went on to say to himself, alright, well, I think that settles that, but then, out of nowhere, an individual had gone and grabbing onto the back of Goku Goku's neck by asking, "Does it now? We meet again, Son Goku." It can't be, Goku says. "Did you honestly think that I would have forgotten about you?" Jiren went on to ask. "You still owe me."
Wait, bro, why he grabbed him by the back of the neck, bro? I thought he was Moro or something, bro. Like he was about to steal his power or something, bro. It's that boy Jiren. Jiren then stepped in the building like, "Goku, I need my rematch, bro. You gotta run them ones, bro."
It is time to take back what is mine. I will not live my life as your second.
You gotta run them, bro. You can't just defeat me, bro, and think it's gonna be all good. Now, in the other manga that we're watching, the Ultra Vegito manga, remember, Vegito and Jiren are now clicking up. Well, kind of, because we all know what happened in the last episode. But in this version right here, Goku is being trained by Whis, for all who don't know. And Whis is putting them through this training where he's on this planet to where his old enemies are, the planet can spawn anybody from his past or even make fusions to battle against Goku for his training. So I don't know where Whis found this planet at, but that's some dope stuff that a planet can do that, mimic these warriors and be able to use the warriors to train for whatever reason. You know what I'm saying? So Goku is trying to surpass his limits right now. And it's interesting to see the feats that he's actually reaching due to the past history, you know, that we all experienced and watched. You know what I'm saying? So it's amazing to see what's going on right now. Let's get back to the storyline.
My rematch, and now that you're here, I intend to get it. I've waited long enough, Jiren went on to respond, and this time, Son Goku, you will not be saved by your friends against me again. As in a state of panic with Goku now understanding the danger that he is facing, Goku was not looking to battle against Jiren while using Super Saiyan God, so instead, Goku had gone by channeling his energy and transforming into a Super Saiyan Blue with Whis responding. I had a feeling this would happen. Goku knows the danger that Jiren poses and has now taken precaution in jumping straight into his blue form as a response. Surprisingly though, no Ultra Instinct. We will see, he says. You want a rematch, Jiren? Well, why wait then, Goku went on to respond. Let's do it. I'll be happy to keep my word, with Jiren responding blue again. Don't disrespect me with this nonsense. As the moment Goku had gone in trying to kick Jiren, Jiren had just so casually had gone and blocking off Goku's strike by telling him, I've been waiting for the day where I'd see you again, and for your sake, I hope you are just as strong as you claim to be. Damn it, Goku says, there's no way I'll be able to beat him like this without Ultra Instinct. How much time do I have left, Goku asks. 1.5 minutes. Alright then, that should be enough to buy me enough time to do what I need to do, Goku says. In which within that very moment itself, with Goku being shown having to close his eyes and concentrating, that
One thing that I do like about Goku in these fights is that he's not panicking. He's still able to think through the situation that he's in at that moment. And for anybody, that's difficult, bro, to be able to think clearly in a situation where it's obviously danger in front of you.
I have to do with it.
No. He's got a point.
Anybody would be in a panic mode, and those emotions would throw your thoughts off. But this shows that Goku is in control over his emotions to a certain degree. You know, at least he can think clearly through the match. That's because the boy loves to fight. Goku loves to fight. So whenever you love something, bro, you get comfortable at doing it, and it's fun doing it. Even at times you get nervous and excited about doing it. That doesn't mean you don't love doing it. So I can understand that Goku can think clearly, and maybe all the Saiyans, because they're a warrior race. You feel me? So maybe they have that ability to think clearly in a battle because they love the battle. Let's get back to it.
That's when Goku went on to say to himself, I have to overcome him. I have to remember Whis' training. To become one with both powers, Goku says. To eclipse my limits and discover something greater. In which, as Jiren had gone in attempting to strike Goku with Goku having to be shown dodging, it was only during that moment where Jiren had now realized exactly what Goku had done, as Jiren went on to tell him, this speed, of course. This is how I remembered you best, Jiren says. So you haven't grown frail throughout these years after fighting me after all, Son Goku. In which, as Jiren was shown attempting to strike Goku, with Goku being shown having to avoid and dodge each and every single one of his strikes, this in and of itself had even gone to impress Whis, as Whis went on to respond, how amazing. Goku is successfully able to counter all of Jiren's punches while freeing himself momentarily of all of his emotions. Though weaker compared to Jiren while using Blue, he is actually fast enough to stay afloat, Whis says. As seconds later, with Goku being shown having to duck on under, with an unexpected Granola being shown having to make his way in with a kick, it was Goku's heightened sense of awareness that had allowed him in avoiding Granola's attack, as Granola went on to shout, "Gotcha, you dirty Saiyan!" With Granola unexpectedly being shown crashing into Jiren, as both of them were shown having to fly out into the distance, with Goku's body now being shown having to rise back up, Whis went on to continue, "Very good. He was able to sense Granola coming and use them to his own advantage to knock Jiren away. Impressive." "Oh no, we're not finished here, Goku. Now come here," Kefla shouts. But without even having to turn around, what Goku had proceeded to do was elbow Kefla directly in the stomach, as even Whis went on to notice this by responding, "Good." His concentration continues to remain sharp without even needing to look at his opponent, he says. This is what he needs to continue to do, and with Kefla being shown having to be knocked back into the distance, out of nowhere, a straight energy blast.
That boy Granola got an insane shot, bro. That boy is accurate. If that boy was an NFL quarterback, he taking you to the Super Bowl for real.
Caught! Touchdown!
Let's get back to it, bruh.
Had nearly gone in, striking Goku in the face, as Goku went on to respond, "What the heck was that?" "Oh dear," Whis says, "I feared it would come to this." Well, it is fitting considering that Goku's first opponent is someone who can change into anything he wants to ultimately become, as it was only to the shock and horror of Goku in looking onto the other side to see where the blast had come from. The stray energy blast that nearly had gone in decapitating Goku had came from none other than a newly formed fusion, as this fusion itself had ironically enough come from none other than both Jiren and Granola, as it was only during that moment of tension where Granola went on to respond to Goku by telling him, "That would have been your head if you didn't act fast enough to move it. You won't be."
Wait, that's a fusion between Jiren and Granola? Oh, bro, Goku gonna have some problems now. Cause can you really imagine, bro, if those two fused, bro, in the main series, how strong they would be? Black Frieza wouldn't even stand a chance, bro.
You're goddamn right.
He's so lucky the second time around, because I promise you I won't miss. "What's wrong, son Goku? You look like you've seen a ghost. Surprised? How in the world did the two of you fuse just now?" Goku went on to ask. "Oh, Whis was right. This dimension is truly something else. Alright then, I know this won't be easy, but show me what you got then. I'm ready," Goku responds. But then, before you know it, Granola had gone in, immediately dashing towards Goku by telling him, "Or so you think you're ready, son Goku, but I'm about to grind your bones into the ground. Let's put your speed to the real test then." In which, as soon as Granola had gone in attacking Goku, with Goku trying to do his best in defending himself, it was only during the point of disengagement where Granola went on to tell Goku, "You appear nervous, and you should be. I don't sense that overwhelming confidence from you anymore. Is that because you know you can't win? Our merger possesses the best of both universes. Unless you plan to use your silver-haired form against me, then you've already lost the battle," Granola says. "You will submit to me, son Goku, and if you try and resist, then I will break you just like those ribs I just broke." As with Goku now appearing to be at a significant disadvantage in losing to the newly formed fusion, even Whis himself had now gone to notice this, as Whis went on to comment, "This is rather interesting. Unless Goku decides to use Ultra Instinct, then I don't see him walking away from this battle victorious. This Granola..."
And that's another thing, bro. The way that Blue is portrayed, even through the fan mangas, bro, is insane how weak it is, bro. He was doing a better job fighting the other two in God. And then as soon as he went to Super Saiyan Blue, guess what happened? He started losing, bro. Just make me think about how weak that form really is, bro.
Is quite fearsome and extremely powerful, Whis says. Certainly a window into what Goku might be facing once he battles Budo in the first match. "Your speed won't save you from this one," Granola went on to tell Goku. "You aren't going anywhere, feeble warrior. You have lost your one and only chance to make a difference. Now give up, Saiyan. Give up or I will kill you." As with Granola being shown having to grab onto Goku's throat, and literally now being shown chokeslamming Goku down down onto the ground, with Goku now visibly shown in tremendous amounts of pain.
Why you give him that Undertaker movement? The choke slam.
That's when Goku went on to utter, his strength is unreal. I can't feel my body. Damn, I won't quit. Oh, I'm sorry. Maybe you didn't get the memo, Granola went on to tell Goku. Shall we do it again in hopes of getting you to understand that you simply can't win? You're going to have to pull a miracle out of that bag of tricks you carry if you hope to make it out of this fight alive, son Goku. Because I'm not letting go of you until I beat you, Granola says. I can sense your fear, Goku. Allow me to instill some more in you, he says. To where as the newly formed fusion had gone in lifting Goku back up before having to slam him right back down into the ground, with Goku now shown having to scream in absolute agony, Whis then went on to continue, oh dear. Despite Goku's will and desire to win the battle, he just isn't strong enough to match this newly fused enemy, he says. Blue clearly isn't going to be enough, and unless he can come up with something quick, this fight is as good as done. Remember what you are fighting for, Goku. Remember why you're fighting, as Granola from there went on to tell Goku this is a waste of time.
What he should have did is actually use that Kaioken at that moment just to get that boy off of him. Then he could have came up with a better strategy to try to fight this Granola character. If he wanted to try to beat him in Super Saiyan Blue, at least he had a little bit more time to kind of think his way through the situation rather than being in a situation like this to where he potentially can lose his life. You know what I'm saying? But it's kind of hard to think of that. So that boy is getting choked out. He getting choked out, bro. Ain't nothing he can do, bro. It's like a grown-up choking a kid, bro. Look how big Granola is, bro. Like that. I need to do some more workout, bro.
Either you're hiding your true power from me, or my expectations for you were just too high for you to meet. You could never hope to beat me like that, Granola says, and you never will. Tell me something, Saiyan. How do you hope to become the strongest mortal when I am the one who stands in your way? You've lost, and now there is only one other thing for you to lose. Your life, Granola says. You might be stronger than me, Goku says, but I'm not finished. Not by a long shot. I never would have expected for a fusion like yours to exist, but you were just the opponent I needed to face, Goku says. I beat you both before, and somehow, some way, I will find a way out of this and beat you again. Just you watch. Nonsense, Saiyan. You couldn't beat Jiren alone, and you stalemated with Granola when you did. You've reached the end of the road. Now do yourself a favor and hold still.
He checked Goku, bro. Like he fact checked Goku on that one, bro. It was like, I beat both of you before, and now I'll do it again, which I respect Goku because he trusts in the process, right? But hey, he was like, nonsense, fool. He was like, for one, you didn't beat Jiren. For two, you and Granola had a stalemate. Oh, I know that sting.
Will only take a second, Granola says. It's time to permanently turn your lights off for good. You've served your purpose, son Goku. It's over. You have only but yourself to blame for this. Now then, don't move. As with Granola now being shown having to position his hand in that of a gun, Granola was looking to end it all by literally blowing Goku's head off until, out of nowhere, Goku had immediately gone to teleport out of the way and now ending up behind Granola. As with Granola now beginning to sense a different presence coming from Goku, that's when Granola went on to respond by telling him, and there it is. I knew you were hiding this from me. Well, that was a close call, Whis went on to say to himself, but let's see how far he will go now that he's using Ultra Instinct as a response. This fusion won't be easy to take down, but I wonder if Goku can pull off a miracle here. I was waiting to see if you had what it takes to use this power again, Granola says. This is what I wanted to see from you. I'm going to enjoy this very much, Son Goku. Interesting, Whis went on to point out, Goku seems to have aligned his Saiyan instincts with the calm demeanor of Ultra Instinct, except he's having a hard time merging them into one. He will need to successfully be able to pull that off the right way if he hopes to be one with both powers at the same time. To master Ultra Instinct is to also merge it into who you are by nature, Whis adds. To where as mastered Ultra Instinct Goku was shown having to avoid each and every single one of Granolla's strikes, Whis then went on to continue, he seems to be doing well out there and certainly does appear to have the edge, but if his heart isn't into winning the battle along with keeping his mind focused on his opponents at all times, then he will likely slip up and lose his edge, as with Granolla shown having to fire a blast with Goku being shown having to move out of the way, in an act of frustration as he was now beginning to get annoyed, Granolla from there went on to ask Goku, "Is that all you're going to be doing, Son Goku? So you expect to beat me by running away?" With Goku responding, "Actually, I was just waiting for you to make a mistake before I went and made my move," as with Goku now being shown punching Granolla in the face, as he from there had attempted in doing so again with Granolla having to catch his punch. That's when the fusion went on to tell him, "Sneaky, are you? Well, guess what? You aren't the only one who is waiting and watching for you to make a mistake," as it was only during this initial moment as Granolla was shown.
It's interesting, bro, because even Ultra Instinct is struggling against this fusion. I told you that fusion is pretty strong, but it seemed like Goku is digging into a deeper power right now. And this one picture over here on the left, on this side, we get the chance to see that angel ring around Goku's neck.
Now listen, I'm not being superstitious. I'm not being foolish. I'm not trying to evoke a response from you.
What a development, right? Let's get back to it.
Punching Goku in the face, all of a sudden, very faintly, there was something very unique and transparent that all of a sudden had appeared around Goku's neck, as Whis even went on to notice by asking, "Hold on, what was that just now?" But that can't be right, Whis went on to add. It is far too early for that to be true, unless he is right there simply knocking on the front door of the Angels, worrying that he may not be able to get in. As with Ultra Instinct Goku then shown having to punch Granolla in the face, with Granolla shown having to wipe his mouth by responding, "That's what I'd like to see, and you're a lot stronger than I remembered too. This ought to be good then. Let's resume," Granolla says. "You and I are far from done. I'm almost certain of it now," Whis went on to add, "but there is so much more that Goku needs to do before he is truly ready. I wonder, didn't Goku at one point have a tail?" Whis went on to ask. "A Saiyan's tail holds more potential than they assume it did." Nevertheless, Goku's without question improved in many areas that he was lacking in before, such as stamina and ambition, but what about what makes him who he is? The pride of the warrior race that courses through his blood. It's there, but he doesn't use it. Perhaps this could be a field for us to dive in once this is over, Whis says. That's of course if he can survive. If Budo is able to learn more about Goku's history, then he will surely use it all against him in battle, which is why fighting this—
So Goku right now is preparing to fight Budo. And obviously Budo can go into Goku's past and use it against him. Now, Goku's evolution right now is amazing. But what Whis had said something earlier about bringing Goku's tail back. That would be quite interesting because the power that the tail produces is the great ape power. You know what I'm saying? Besides that, they basically don't use the power for anything else. So I'm wondering, how would Goku fuse Ultra Instinct with the great ape power? You know what I'm saying? It's quite interesting. Let's get back to it.
Fusion Warrior is a great way for him to get better adjusted. As all a while in the meantime, as this was happening back within Zuno's palace, we only then see how a terrifying Zuno seems to be confronted by both Frieza and Cooler, as Zuno went on to plead with them by responding, "Please, you don't have to do this. I don't have what you're looking for. Please stop killing. I don't." "You do know that lying to us is punishable by death, don't you?" Frieza went on to respond. "Or do you not get the memo when we killed your precious students just moments to go. This would be a whole lot easier if you were just to tell us where the cube is. As Zuno responds, please, I don't know where this cube you are seeking is located. Please stop. We'll stop once we get what we came here for, you fool, Cooler went on to shout. As through the act of having to impale one of his students through the chest, Cooler then went on to continue, there aren't many of them left, so you better start talking or you'll be next. What do you say, Zuno? Should I tear this one's head off next? You still have time to change things, you know. Tell us where the cube is or you will die, Cooler went on to shout. This is your last chance. Okay, Zuno responds. Just please don't hurt them. I beg you, just come with me and I will bring you to the cube that you are looking for. But
Frieza is one sneaky, shady
Will the real Slim Shady please stand up?
individual, bruh. Now, in my mind, I'm thinking, how did he figure out that Zuno is the one with the cube? And who is making the decisions to give these cubes to certain individuals? I thought those were God vehicles. You know what I'm saying? Because from what we seen in the series, Whis and Beerus was the one that was using it, you know, and so I thought it was a destroyer's vehicle or something like that. But then we realized that the destroyers don't need that to travel because they travel with the angels. So I'm just kind of confused, like, where they be hiding these cubes at, bro? And who decides who gets one and who doesn't? Like, it's it's mind-blowing.
please take it and leave once you do. We'll consider it, Cooler says. Now move it. Hurry up and get moving, Cooler shouts. We don't have all day and you're starting to really anger me with how slow you're walking. There it is, Zuno went on to point out. The universe traveling cube that you are looking for is right there, he points. As we finally then see how in fact Frieza and Cooler had finally now found exactly what they had been looking for, it was only then after having to finally now see the cube where Frieza went on to respond, there we are, how wonderful, just look at it, Cooler. Just the thing we've been looking for. You would have been able to save yourself so much more time, Zuno. And, of course, more men. Are you sure your men are right about this, Cooler went on to ask. Well, if they weren't, then they'd be dead, Frieza responds. This is it, and now we can go and make our next move. This object will be just what we need to cross over into other universes and pay them a little friendly visit. Nevertheless, our plans continue to go just as we've foreseen.
I wonder what Frieza is cooking up in his brain, because you know he's trying to take over.
What? Bro, what are you talking about, man?
So I wonder what his plan is, what his objective is to travel into these other universes, because he does realize that if he goes trying to start a muck in other universes, he got to deal with the destroyer, you know, and I don't think that neither one of them is strong enough to deal with a destroyer, you know, especially at this moment right now in the storyline. So, but I want to see what Frieza cooking. He's a smart, intelligent, sneaky being, bro.
Amazing, isn't it? Let's just take it and go, Cooler responds. You have the coordinates jotted down, don't you? It's better if we go now before we draw any more attention to us, Frieza. We can't waste time. Indeed, Frieza responds. Let's go pay our first universe a little friendly visit then. It's been a very long time since I've seen his face. Let's go and see how he's doing, as it was only right then and there during that moment where the Beyond Dragon Ball Super story of the top 5.
That's it for the video. Yeah, that was definitely a good episode, you guys. Yeah, it's interesting to see what Frieza is cooking up, because I'm pretty sure he still has revenge on the mind. That's what Frieza does. He wants to get his revenge on the Saiyans, you know what I mean? And at the same time, Goku is training to fight the top 5 strongest in the multiverse, which is interesting because whatever Frieza tries to do, he's going to be blindsided by. But it's quite interesting because how is Frieza going to find Goku? You know, when Goku's not on Earth. But we know how that goes. Frieza probably go try to hijack the planet or do some crazy stuff like that. But that's it for the episode today, you guys. I want to thank you guys for coming by and checking out the content with me today. Man, it's a beautiful day out there, man. Go out there, take a walk, get some air, breathe in deep, and believe in yourself. You already know what the deal is. Dragon Ball Art 92. I'm out, y'all. Deuce. I'm too positive to be doubtful, too optimistic to be fearful. So all my time I spend cheerful, and I know exactly what I'm here for. I'm too positive to be doubtful, too optimistic to be fearful. So all my time is spent cheerful, and I know exactly what I'm here for. I'm too positive to be doubtful, too optimistic to be fearful. So all my time is spent cheerful, and I know exactly what I'm here for. I'm too positive to be doubtful, too optimistic to be fearful. So all my time is spent cheerful, and I know exactly what I'm here for.